Okay, we are back, and it's unfortunately not because JJakji realized that the series was so epic that it would be a shame to finish it with a best of 3, and decided to just give Golden the chance to win it anyways and extend the series into a best of 5. No, it's because I'm stupid, and it was a best of 5 in the first place, and I was completely wrong, so yeah. The last match was absolutely epic, and it would have been the greatest game ever if it was deciding game in the series. It was absolutely awesome as is, but at the same time, I mean, right now we still have 1, maybe 2 more maps, so I'm kind of okay with looking a little bit silly here. We have a best of 5, that means we are currently on map number 4, as you can also see in the overlay, and just looking at the bottom of the map, we currently have JJakji there in position. That last game, boys, that last game is absolutely insane. That was absolutely crazy. I mean, I love that. That was beautiful. I mean, that was just them fighting the entire time, and it was just like Golden could have like thought, alright, I'm just gonna try to like fall back and like get a 4th base and whatever, and yeah, this is not gonna work. And he just said like, no, screw it. I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win it right now. I'm gonna produce units. I'm gonna rally them over. He got all those queens engaged. He got his drones. Like, he ran out of minerals, of course, and utilized the drones. And JJakji, like, how many times did JJakji really look like he would lose the entire army and then lose the game? How many times? And then he pulls SCVs and over and over and over SCVs because he knows he has the mules. He knows that he has the saturation at that 3rd base. He knows fully well that he can sacrifice a couple of SCVs to just soak up the damage, and somehow he always holds. He was 40 supply against 80, but those army supply, that is. But those upgrades, oh my god, like getting those upgrades into the game, that saved his ass. And it brings him into this 2-1 lead. The 2-1 lead that we have right now. So really, really well done by JJakji, also by Golden. It was a great game, and I really hope that what we're going to see here is going to be as intense as the last one. So JJakji is 1 game away from advancing to the finals. This time for real, guys. This time for real. He only needs to win 1 more map and he will advance to the finals. Golden, on the other hand, has to win 2 in a row, so he finds himself in very much the same position that he was in after losing the first game of the series today, which was on... yeah, good question, next question. Frost! Ha! Knew I had it in me. Yeah, it wasn't Frost. Yeah, so now we have the expansion for JJakji being started here to the natural, and just looking at his build, we have him starting off with a single Reaper this time. So we had him with a couple of variations of that build in the past. Was going for like double Reapers, triple Reapers, trying to do more damage at the beginning, going into that early 3rd, then trying to do damage with those Banshees as well. And if you're just tuned in, or if you're just watching this as the first VOD of the series, guys, I want to apologize for my voice and everything. I'm still sick. I was sick for the last few days, had a big fever, and was basically like staying in bed the entire time, but I still wanted to cast the tournament here. So yeah, please bear with me for now. It sounds a little bit weird, but yeah, I'm sorry for that. The games make up for it, I feel. And let's see, I hope that this game is not going to be the exception, but it's because so far the matches have actually been very entertaining. Very different strategies that we've seen from both players. Golden with super aggression in game number 2 and Habitation Station. That Baneling bust really worked for him because of how his early game went. And I mean, right now the Reaper for JJakji is still doing his damage. And the one thing that I really have to say is that JJakji has pretty incredible micro. He made a couple of weird choices with how much he engaged, so the decision making with the early harass in a few of the games were a bit questionable. I just think he was too confident with that, but like the micro in itself is pretty decent by him. I mean, that's pretty good. Now the Lynx here getting that Reaper. Yeah, the Reaper trying to get away, but not gonna work. So good job by Golden with the early defense once again, and let's see how exactly JJakji is gonna play it. We have the 3rd base. Well, I guess we have the 3rd command center, that's what I should probably say, not the base itself yet saturated. So it doesn't really look like it's gonna be a Banshee play. That didn't work for JJakji too well if you disregard game number 1. And the Hellions, on the other hand, I mean, the story of this entire series so far is that the Hellions never really did a whole lot. It was all the Jukes. He's going for it. Look at that. Like, this is how you fake out a couple of Zerglings. Nice position behind the mineral patches there. Golden, you want too much here. You want too much. And that is a nice turnaround. So far, the story in the series was always Golden catching those Hellions. But this time, JJakji saving the Hellions. And that was incredible. Like, he juked him out like 5 times there, and then finally got into the position between the mineral patches where he can utilize the rest of the Hellions and take down the Zerglings. Really well played here. Really nice done. So good job by JJakji. And Golden, of course, with a 3rd base right now. Let's have a quick look over here. Yep, 3rd already done. And we have the lair tag also started. We also have the double evolution chamber, though this time he's gonna probably play this a little bit more heavy on the upgrades than he did in the last games. We have actually Baneling Nest regardless being built here, and also a Roach Warren, like with the nah, with Harvester. Yeah, this is in 3rd base. This is not gonna be a Roach Baneling attack or anything. That's gonna be interesting, you know, how exactly he's gonna play that. What's he gonna do with that? I mean, will we see the Hydra then again? Is that just a bit of a precaution that he has, getting the Roach Warren as well, because he wants to say, like, yep, there's the range upgrade, so it's most likely going to be the Hydra then. Oh, this time he catches them. This time he has the Hellions once again. JJakji is trying to do what he can, gain the safety, but Golden, he catches them with a 2nd attempt. So 6 Hellions, lost 2 Reapers, and 28 Zerglings. Pretty even in the resources lost. The annoying part for JJakji is, of course, the gas that he lost. But yeah, this time he got them. So Golden is still Hellion Hunter #1, I would say. Looking to the bottom of the map, we have the 3rd base of JJakji now in position, but that's of course a very, very exposed 3rd that we see there. 4 bunkers being built. Like, why does he build those 4 bunkers? Let me have a quick look. Didn't really see anything. I feel he's just a little bit afraid, wants to be cautious here, and says like, yeah, I don't need those minerals right now. I can build the bunkers and then salvage later, and it will leave me in a spot where I'm not in too bad of shape, but like at the same time I'm safe against whatever you do. Yeah, forces a lift here, but it's of course the only thing that he can really do. Scan went down. What did he scan? What did he catch? He caught the 3rd base. Alright, he confirmed that there's a 3rd right now. And that's kind of it. So JJakji is at this point probably just waiting for his Medivacs to be effective. He sends the 1st one out there. But besides that, not really doing too much. The one thing that I have to say is, like, Golden, especially in game #1, had a great creep spread. But the one thing that it's lacking a little bit is, like, good overlord positioning. And he's trying to do that now, but it's a little bit late. It's early enough, though, to catch that 1 Medivac. So he's doing a little bit later than you would usually want him to, but yeah, he's going for it now. So as I say, correct, he should probably position a couple at the bottom right of the map as well, not only to the top left. Like, just say, for example, over here, having a few overlords and see if there's a drop coming towards that 3rd base. The overlords here are nice. I'm actually not quite sure why he positions this many over there. Makes him a little bit vulnerable to a Viking, which we don't see, but we had that in the past games, or in a few of them. So here comes the +2/+2, and it's gonna be a massive just aggression with like Banelings and Roaches. Not really the timing that I was talking about earlier, it's one of those later ones, and they can be pretty brutal, but they are also quite all-in-ish. So where do we have anything they can really fan off against this? Well, he has a couple of Marines over there at that choke point. He's doing so far a pretty decent job. JJakji is. Golden is trying to bust him again. He's going for the all-in. We have the drop also doing damage. He's going to do a lot in that main base. Question really is, can JJakji hold his own base? He needs to snipe those 2 Banelings, and he does. So the Banelings are gone. They are mostly Roaches. We have siege tanks being built, but there's time to consider, and the siege tanks are going to take quite some time to be back in business. The Medivac over here still having a few Marines in it, so can do something. Golden is definitely doing some damage here, but is he doing enough? That's the main question. 16, 17, 18 Harvesters killed. Gonna go up to like 25, I guess. But there is still this base over here to consider, and it's something that is now being attacked. Okay, I was wondering why he didn't send anything over there. Well, he sees it, but he doesn't go for it. He has the siege tank on the high ground to deal with, vision granted by the Overseer, but there's just nothing close enough. The debris here helps out quite a bit. And that siege tank, of course, helps that natural also, but I feel it could have just moved around and positioned the Roaches here and just attack it. That should have been enough, but he wants to finish the game, he wants to finish the job. He has the Banelings now to bust through again, and that's what he was waiting for. Moving into that base once more. JJakji is micring for his life. Golden using a bit of an old school timing here, like this is something that players like Yana have done in the past a lot. Roaches are just melting down here, but it's the Bailings that really matter, and those connect with the Marines, and JJakji, he has to type out GG, and we are gonna see game number 5 between JJakji and Golden.